Today we are going to study about the storage allocation. In the last class, we have seen for the name of the bindings, environment and the states, control stacks, activation trees, activation, control flow, what exactly a procedure is, what are the formal and the actual parameters, and the runtime environment. Now, continuation to that topic itself, we are going to see the next of the topic, that is storage allocation. The subdivision of the runtime memory. Suppose that the compiler obtains a block of storage from the operating system for the compiled program to run in. So the compiler is going to obtain a block of storage from the operating system for the compiled program to run in. The runtime storage may be subdivided into, so the entire runtime storage that we are getting it from the operating system would be subdivided into the generated target code, the data objects, and a counterpart of the stack, that is the control stack that keeps the track of the procedure activations that we have seen it in the previous video, that how we represent a control stack based on the activation trees. So control stack basically it represents that which all are the activations that is live at any point of time during the execution of the entire program. So these are the three areas. The generated target code would be one area, the data object would be in another part, and the counterpart, that is a control stack, would be there, that would be letting us know that what are the current procedures that are in activation. Now coming to the organization of the storage, the size of the generated target code is fixed. The size of the generated target code is fixed at the compile time. So the compiler can place it in a statically determined area, perhaps in the low end of the memory. So here it represents the code, that is the target code that is generated. The size of some of the data objects may also be known at the compile time. So at the compile time itself we are knowing some of the sizes of the data objects also, and this can be placed in a statically determined area, that's be represented by a static data. So this is the entire block of the memory that we have got it from the OS for the runtime, that is runtime support. So within that we are getting divided into the first, that is the target code, next is the static data part, that is also known as the compile time itself. The runtime stack and the heap. Apart from that we have the stack and the heap. Coming to the stack is used to store when a call occurs. It means when a procedure is going to call another procedure. The execution of the activation is interrupted. Execution of an activation means whenever a procedure is in execution. So execution of an activation is interrupted and the information about the status of the machine is saved onto the stack when call occurs. When the call occurs, the execution of the activation, that is the procedure, is interrupted and the information about the status of that machine is saved onto the stack. When the control returns from the call, this activation can be restarted and restoring the values of the relevant registers and setting the program counter to point immediately after that call. And this information we are getting it from where? From the stack area, where we have saved those informations. The data objects whose lifetimes are contained in the activation can be allocated on the stack along with other information associated with the activation. So data objects whose lifetime, so the lifetime also we have gone through in the previous video. Lifetime means the entire time by which the procedure remains active. Within that duration it may be that the procedure is calling some other procedures, the control is going and the control comes back. So the entire time duration is represented as a lifetime, are contained in that activation, can be allocated on the stack along with other informations associated with the activation. Whereas heap is a separate area of a runtime memory called a heap, holds all other informations. So heap A heap is a separate area of a runtime memory called the heap that holds all other informations. Pascal allows data to be allocated under the program control. Storage for such data is taken from the heap. The implementations of the languages in which lifetime of activations cannot be represented by an activation tree might use the heap to keep the information about the activations. So that is the point, that is, the implementations of the languages in which the lifetime of activations cannot be represented by an activation tree might use the heap to keep the information about the activations. So normally if we having a language in which we can represent the activations in terms of an activation tree, and further we can represent it in terms of a control stack, then we would be using the stack area. Whereas if we are implementing for a language in which the lifetime of the activations cannot be represented by an activation tree, then we might use a heap to store those informations. So that's the basic difference between a stack and the heap area, that is within the entire block of memory that has been allocated for the runtime support. That is the target code generated, the static data that can be known at the compile time itself, the stack and the heap. The stack represents the control stack, that is the activations that are live at that execution point, and the heap, those information that cannot be represented in a control stack, that is a lifetime, those information will be represented in the heap area. Now we have an activation record. Any information needed for a single activation of a procedure. So activation means in execution of a procedure is stored in an activation record. So it means that whenever a procedure is going to be in execution, or let it be a procedure is being called, at the moment it would be creating an activation record. Sometimes it is also called as a stack frame. These are the fields within an activation record: temporaries, local data, saved machine status. These are the two optionals: access link, control link, actual parameters, and the return value. The activation record gets pushed for each procedure call and popped for each procedure return. So push for each procedure call and popped when the procedure returns. Activation records. For languages like Pascal and C, it's customary to push the activation record of a procedure on the runtime stack when the control returns to the caller. The purpose of the fields of an activation record is as follows. So we are going to see the details of each field within the activation record. The first of the field that we are going to see is the temporaries. So temporaries, it represents values such as those arising in the evaluation of expressions are stored in the field of temporaries. Let it be, we have seen with the intermediate code representation, that is t1 is equals to x plus y. So t1 is going to be a temporary variable. So t1 is equals to x plus y, that is the values those who are going to be arising in the evaluation of that expression that are going to be stored in the form of a temporary variables would be there in that temporary field. The next is going to be the local data. So it represents the field for the local data holds data that is local to an execution of a procedure. So within that procedure, whatever the data that is being declared, so those data is going to be represented in terms of a local data for within that procedure. Obviously the activation record is going to be created for a single procedure. Let it be that in an entire program I am going to have 10 procedures, so it means that there will be 10 activation records. So each procedure is going to correspond to one single activation record. So these are the local data that holds the data that is local to an execution of a procedure. The next is the field that is the machine status, that is the saved machine status. The field for this saved machine status holds the information about the state of this machine before the procedure is being called. This information includes the value of the program counter and the machine registers that have been restored, that have to be restored when the control returns from the procedure. So this is all about the saved machine status. If I repeat with the saved machine status, this is the field that is going to hold the information about the state of this machine before the procedure is been called, and the information that is been stored, it includes the value of a program counter and the machine registers that needs to be restored when the control returns from the procedure. So once the control returns, to restore the previous program counter and the machine register values, this saved machine status is being used. The optional access link is used to refer to non-local data that is held in other activation records. So if you have that some other activation record is going to hold the non-local data, then we are representing it by an optional, that is an access link. Same way we have an optional control link also that represents the activation record of the caller. So once we are representing an activation record of a caller, that is how we are representing it in terms of an activation record. So it represents the activation record of the caller. It links. The field for the actual parameters is used by the calling procedure to supply the parameters to the called procedure. That already we have seen it in the previous video, that what is an actual parameter and what is a formal parameters. So we are going to have the field for the actual parameter that is being used by the calling procedure to supply the parameters to the called procedure. The last one is the field for the return value. Obviously is used by the called procedure to return a value to the calling procedure. So this is how we are representing an activation record. So again, if I repeat it, an activation record, it gets created once a procedure comes into execution. So a procedure it comes into execution, it means that an activation is there. An activation means an activation record would be created. So what an activation record is, it have these fields: return value, actual parameters, optional, that is a control link, access link, saved machine status, local data and temporaries. And this activation record is being pushed for each procedure called and popped for each procedure return. So this is how we are representing it in terms of a control stack itself. So control stack means those procedures that are in activation. So obviously those procedures which are in activation, that is representing in a control stack. So obviously it means that those activation records would be existing in the stack area of the runtime memory that has been allocated by the operating system for managing the execution of that program at runtime. So I hope that this is the topic that we have seen it for the storage allocation. So my next video would be for the storage allocation strategies, that how we are going to manage those allocation strategies.